Hey everybody, today is July 26th. It's Friday. My name's Doug. I'm sitting here with my buddy Oscar, my rodman, my partner in crime. We work together. I just got a quick minute, wanted to update you guys on what's going on with the tropics and the Atlantic. Just kind of wanted to break down maybe the 7 to 10 day outlook and what's to be expected as we work our way into next week and the 31st, around the 1st specifically. So as you can see in the Atlantic, we've got our two waves embedded within the ITS near 30 and 20 degrees west. Those features are going to be moving towards the west as we work throughout the week and into next week. Real quick, I'll show the vorticity map. And as you can see, those balls of vorticity are part of the wave. That's a pretty good signature there, coming just off of Africa. And then you can see you got a pretty broad area of vorticity near 30 west, between 10 degrees and 20 degrees north. That's all moving to the west. So that's what we got right now in the Atlantic. That's current. Now let's look forward and what to expect as we get ahead. So this is a GFS. Kind of wanted to break down more of the outliers in the beginning, and then I'll get more into the euro and what the euro is showing, at least for vorticity for right now, because that's all I'm really focused on. We're just looking for some spin. Right now we don't really have much. We don't really have any kind of closed circulation, so we're really just looking for the spin in the atmosphere and then watching it and what it does from there. Maybe eventually getting a low-level circulation to come from that at some point as it gets further west, near 60 degrees. So as we move forward, we get closer into Monday, next Monday. This is, this is the 30th. As we get into the 30th into the 31st, the wave comes south of the islands. So that's kind of an idea per se. The 12Z, the most recent run, really ejects the vorticity very quickly through the islands. I just don't think that's really a realistic solution, and then it eventually ends up in the BOC. I don't buy that. That's why I'm sticking more 7 days, so 180. Even then, like, we're pretty close. So we'll look at the tip of the uke, right? So I think that's a good benchmark right there. The tip of the uke, I think that's our boundary. That's where I think as far west as we can really get. But then eventually I do think it's going to start to curve and round the corner. So that's the GFS. We'll show the CMC real quick. I'll show that and what it's showing. And it also runs basically right into the islands. See, and then it ends up south as well, near the tip of the Uke channel, and then eventually starts to turn. So I think that's given us kind of a good idea of what we're looking for, right? And then now I'll just show the euro. The euro is obviously the kind of the outlier. Right now it's more north. That's the 60. Let me get the overnight run. More north as it gets towards the island, and then it runs almost into the straits and then starts to turn up into the southeast towards the Florida Panhandle, Louisiana area in between there. So with that being said, right now my thoughts are that we see, here I'll actually pull up the vorticity chart. We see these vorts stay embedded within the ITS, right? So we'll show the ITS real quick. You see the ITS there. It's running along, and you got your waves kind of embedded within the ITS. And so you see that upside down kind of horseshoe. That's going to be like a forcing to these waves, and it's going to push them towards the west, towards Central America, the Lesser Antilles, all that. So a theory I have is that, let me find it, sorry, here it is. So a theory I have is the vorticities kind of ride the wave and then eventually get spit out towards the northwest. I mean, it's not a lot of time. I'm not explaining it very well. Just kind of wanted to show you guys what my thoughts are on maybe on how some of these solutions end up. And so, anyways, that's a theory I have. You can see the vort riding the its, and eventually it pops out right here between 50 to 60 degrees west, moving west-northwest. It's obviously a little bit backwards, but you get the gist of it. So let's go back to our its. You got your tropical waves here, and they're going to be moving towards the west, and eventually they're going to get at the 60 degree west mark. You can see the flow is going pretty much west-northwest, almost running parallel with these islands. So the pattern screams fork in the road. So likely the vort's going to reach the 60 degree mark at west and split. One vort may go to the south, and one piece of the vort may go to the north. And at that point, it's wherever the most conducive environment is as far as moisture, lack of shear, upper level environment. All of those things will come into play as to where the energy wins out, what wins. So either way, I think we see a vort split. It may run parallel to the south of the islands, and that's why we get it up here into the Uke, in the tip of the Uke, or it runs to the north, and it runs parallel to the north. And we got land friction here, which would help tighten up the vort even more, which would be honestly my biggest concern, is if the vort went north of the islands, kind of ran up through the southern Bahamas, up into the Florida Straits, and entered into the Gulf. That's the most, I wouldn't say unlikely. We don't want to see that happen. Let's just say that. We'd rather that path not occur, because I think that's the best path for it to have its most solid structure, if that makes sense. So that's where I'm at right now. I think right now we have I'm at 50-50. I'm at a 50-50 shot. We see some sort of tropical development, and I'm definitely leaning towards the Euro solution. Again, my idea is right now my cone would be the tip of the Uke and obviously the northeastern Bahamas. That's where I think the vort or the wave or the circulation is going to end up. So that's kind of where I'm at for now. I thank you guys for your patience. If you're taking the time to tune in, I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing what happens and tracking with you all. And let's just hope and pray that if something is to come, that we are prepared and we're able to get the warning out there. And always pray for no harm, no destruction. We don't want that for anybody. So we're just here to track, bring awareness to people, and to help people stay prepared. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to be going on vacation starting Saturday, so I will likely be posting as much. I won't be posting as much, but I'll still be staying updated, making my posts. But I think I'll be more of a video content, because it'll be a lot of information to put out in such a short time, because I have a busy schedule coming up. Anyways, hope you guys take care. God bless.